What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? So we are here today with a special guest. We have one of the stars of the web reality series Chasing Dallas. And if you saw the little teaser for the reunion on yesterday, he let us know that he is the show. Okay, they are chasing Astro. So I think he's the baby of the group, Astro Jaja. Hey, we gotta be bringing him up now. Hey, Astro. I think
Hey
you're the baby of the
everyone.
group, aren't you? You the baby of
I
the
am the
group.
baby of the group. I am
Yes,
the
we
baby of
had
the
an
group.
interesting conversation over on Robert Ray's live today, and they were asking you all the things. Um, Astro's expecting a delivery, y'all. So I told him whenever he got to step off, he could just step on off and do what he got to do. But they were asking him all the things that he remembered from his childhood. Child, it was just reminding us how old we are. Okay, but he
Yeah,
is.
on live they was right they was making me feel well, I am young, but I was like, damn, what y'all talking about? I ain't never heard of none of this shit like
Listen,
ASL. I thought that was American Sign Language.
what? I don't even know what AFL. Oh, they mean like AFL,
Uh,
like football?
no, ASL apparently in the like little chats and stuff like that. It was
Oh, age, sex,
age, sex,
location. Age,
yeah.
sex, location. Yeah, okay. All right.
Never
I was
heard of
like,
it.
ASL. Okay, yeah, age, sex, location. They were
Never
asking
heard
him
of
what TV shows, what artists, and child, he don't know. Listen, Astro don't know about dial up. He don't know nothing about you got mail. It was hilarious. It was cute. It was cute though. But anyway, so for those who do not know, Astro is one of the rookies on the season this year. Astro was one of the new kids on the block. Now, um, I usually start at the beginning and work my way up, but I'm gonna stay here for a quick second. You're
Okay.
on the show. You shared a lot about your story on the show. I don't
Mhm.
know if people caught it or not. It was earlier in the season, but we had a scene with your mom and your brother, and you were very candid about some things. Then we had pretty much a whole episode that was dedicated to your vision of this, for lack of a better word, program that you wanted to put on, and we're going to definitely dig deep into that. But going back, where were you born? I know you've lived in Memphis, you lived in Greensboro, but where were you born?
So I was born in Queens, New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens. I don't like saying that a lot because I'm a rapper. Every time I say that, people want to be like, "Oh, you want to be like Nicki? You want to be like?" No, I have it on my birth certificate. I was born in Southside Jamaica, Queens, Southside Jamaica Hospital. I don't know if that's the hospital Nikki was born in. Wait, no, because she was born in Trinidad. But yes, I Southside Jamaica Queen, Southside Jamaica Hospital. That's where I was born. Like that's where I manifested in the world. And
Okay.
yeah, I lived in New York for like only like what a few months to a year. And then we moved to Alabama, but I was a baby. So that's why the main places that I like remember consciously is Greensboro, North Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, now I said this in my reviews. I actually lived in Greensboro, North Carolina for 6 years of my life. I went to Bennett. I graduated from Bennett College. So I went to Bennett.
Yes,
Yes.
you
So,
did. Okay. We
and
love
so,
the Bennett girlies.
yes, the Bennett Bells, honey. Yes, my bells, my bells. And I so when I heard you say Greensboro, I loved the fact that you were talking about that Greensboro has this, like, I don't want to use the term underground, but has this really like it's really building this artsy community,
It
because
is.
that's something that it's sort of new to me. Because when I was in Greensboro has built up a lot since I lived there. I'm old, Astro. I was in Greensboro a long time ago. And every time I go down there, I'm just amazed at, just a lot of the
The new
new
stuff that's
construction and
happening.
different things like that. So tell me a little bit about that scene that, because you have a big affinity for Greensboro. So tell me a little bit about that scene down in Greensboro that you came from.
So the scene that I came from Greensboro, North Carolina. it's like when I was coming up, like in high school, it was like just starting. And I had started with the poetry project and working with this guy named Josephus Thompson about poetry and stuff. And we was doing like poetry and stuff like that. After I graduated high school, that's when I started like deep diving into like, being a rapper. And then I started getting out into the rap scene there and stuff like that. And then me and my homegirl Virginia, along with a lot of other organizers and a lot of other like movers and shakers in the industry in Greensboro, started really like building this art scene, like doing events, doing stuff at the Magnolia House when the Magnolia House reopened, which was a bed and breakfast that was it featured in the Green Book. We started doing events there and started putting more and more pieces together for the history of Greensboro and for the black culture, the black artists of Greensboro, to the point where the Smithsonian got involved during the Greensboro riots during what oh Jesus, what was his name? What was his name? Why can't I think of that man's name? Oh, George Floyd, the George Floyd riots that was happening all around the country. Greensboro had one, and we like started getting like more attention because of that, because Greensboro didn't have a big civil rights thing since the sit-ins.
I did not know that Greensboro had a riot. I did not know that
Yeah,
because I'm
girl,
from
I got pepper
there.
sprayed and all.
You said what happened?
I got pepper sprayed and all.
Wow, because
Baby,
I'm in Greensboro about. I
I
did
was
not know
outside.
that. I'm in Greensboro at least once a year. I'm down there. At least once a year I'm down there. But anyway, so well, there was a an incident in the early '80s with the Ku Klux Klan, where there was a march. It was down there by
Yeah,
the library. On
yeah,
Green,
it's
is it
called the
Green
Green.
Street? I think it was.
Yeah, it's called the Greensboro Massacre. They killed,
Yes,
they killed
and
like
the
seven
one
people.
of the women killed was a Bennett. Yeah, she was a Bennett graduate. One of the women that was killed at that protest. She was a Bennett graduate. So I'm familiar with that. Okay, so I you know what, I could talk to you about that. I could because that I love. Well, I'm a history teacher, so
You're a
I can do
history
anything
teacher. I
history,
love
especially
history.
me too. So we definitely can have that conversation. Astro. Matter of fact, we might need to because I know you're in education as well, but you're in early childhood education, right? Like
Yeah,
you
I'm in
deal
early
with the
childhood
baby
development.
baby. So
Yeah,
is that okay?
the
So I know
4 to
you're a
5 year
rapper.
old.
Okay, so I know you're a rapper. Is that the direction you want to go in? Do you want to be in education, or is rapping like really what you want to make that your career? Like what? Or, I mean, you could do both. Look, there's no rule that says you can't do both, but I mean, which
And
direction
that's
are you sort of?
the goal is to do both. The goal is to be a rapper and an educator, like, but educate through music and creative writing. I want to have workshops in schools and things of that nature. And I do want to have my own like early childhood facility. And then I want to have like, like an actual program that moves from early childhood on up into different stages of music progression and different stages of music. And I'm talking about music overall, like the whole encompassing body of it, not just writing, but getting on the ones and twos as a producer, or you want to learn an instrument, stuff like that, or background stuff like management and stuff. So I want to have schools like and workshops based on that throughout the country, and people are like recognize me for like, oh, that's Astro, he's a great rapper, but he also has like workshops that he does. You want to learn how to do this, go to one of his workshops.
Okay, all right. So how do we get from Greensboro, from Memphis, all the way to Texas? How do we get to Dallas, Texas?
Girl, some shit happened in Greensboro, North Carolina that I ain't gonna talk
Okay.
about, but some shit,
Well, we'll leave it
some
there. We'll listen. We'll leave it there.
So I just after that I had got a job here. I wanted to, further my career as an educator. At the time I was not working in education. So I got a job here as an educator and I was like, Dallas, Texas is really good for my career as a rapper. I'm gonna move to Dallas. So yeah, and my mama was here already, so
Okay, so you sort of already had people in Dallas.
yes, my mama was in Dallas.
Okay, all right, cool, cool. So, how did you find out about or decide to apply for chasing Dallas? Like, how did that happen?
So I tell everybody it was a manifestation story. Like literally, when I first, literally, like the first month of me moving to Dallas, I had watched, Chasing Atlanta when it first came out. Yes, when Chasing Atlanta first came out, I was like 16, 17. Yeah. Like the
Right.
first
He said.
Chasing Atlanta.
Oh yeah, so that was with Lauren, and because I watched the first season too. So that was before Lauren transitioned.
Yeah.
And what's my boy, the dancer, the one from Florida, um,
Oh,
and
oh, oh,
Cameron, but of course Cameron is the OG, and
yes.
Lyric, the dancer, the choreographer. Yeah,
Yeah, with
okay, I
lyric.
watched the first season too. Okay.
I watched the first season. So when I had came here to Dallas, my FBI agents were like, "Bitch, here you go, Chasing Dallas," because they was dropping season 3 of Chasing Dallas, and I was like, "Oh shit, they got a Chasing Dallas." I remember this show. I watched it when I was a kid, like when like Chasing Atlanta was coming out. I was always like, "Oh, I want to do what they're doing." So when Chasing Dallas season 3 came out, I was like, I want to be on season 4.
Hmm.
And then here I am. So I just when the thing was like when I saw auditions was coming up, I sent in my thing. I didn't even send a video, and I was like in my head the whole time like, fuck, I should have sent a video. I should have sent a video. But no, I applied. I got callbacks. I went to with the callbacks, kikied with Markel, Ondario, his mama, and Oliver, and here we are.
The one thing I know about Markel, um, Markel is very intentional. Like he has a vision and he's very intentional. He knows the puzzle pieces that he is looking for. And so there was clearly something that he saw that you fit into that puzzle piece. I don't know if it was the age, if he was looking for somebody in your age group. I don't know if it was your personality. I know that he was also very intentional in looking for people who were in other areas. Yes, you're a rapper, but you were also in education. We know Kiki is in education. We had Tedley who was in real estate. Like he was very intentional in doing that. And so there was, like you said, you manifested that, and there was something there that, and that was another conversation that we were talking about earlier on Robert's live, where we were talking about, you were talking about manifestation. So is that, I mean, you just
Mhm.
mentioned that. So is that something that is a big part of how you live your life?
Very much so. I manifest a lot, like a lot to the point where sometimes it scares me. And sometimes I also have to get in my head, like out of my head and realize that I do manifest a lot. um like my whole life has been on like this upward trajectory, especially my career, like especially with me being young and new to the industry. I don't really like me having support, but like a lot of other people, they have like different types of support, whether it's drug money, whether it's money from their family, whether it's just them getting money. It's They have different type of safety nets that I see that I don't have. But at the same time, my career is not in this limbo stage. It has never been in this limbo stage that I see most artists go through who don't have safety nets. There's a lot of my, not to talk down on my Greensboro artists because they're great artists. This is just how the world is. But there's a lot of artists I know in Greensboro who are in a limbo part of their career because they don't have those type of safety nets to boost them forward, you know? And with me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like for some reason my career each and every year just it keeps it keeps excelling. Like the first I'm not doing the same shit I was doing the first year of my career. Like and it's just It's great. It's great. It makes me realize I'm meant to do this. This is my calling. This is what I'm meant to do.
Okay. I love it. Like I said, I'm kind of all over the place today because I'm kind of my mind is taking me. So in this in during chasing during your season of chasing Dallas, well this season, again, we saw a lot of you early on in the season. Like the last three episodes really dealt a lot with the trip to Houston and you didn't go. So a lot of what we saw from you was like, the first couple of episodes. And we did have that scene with you, your mom, and your brother, and we learned a lot about you. You talked about when you lived in Memphis, how you basically had to join the gang pretty much for protection. You was like, look, I was the little gay black boy, and I kind of needed that protection. I mean, it shocked me, but it didn't shock me. I mean, people, I work in education. Kids being in gangs and why they join a gang is definitely not a new concept. But I guess how did you guys maneuver that when you guys lived in Memphis as far as that part of your life?
Well, in Memphis, I was with my mama, but I wasn't really with my mama, you know? Like my mama worked and I would barely come home sometimes. You feel me? So like I was really like out on the streets, you feel me?
You was in them
I
streets.
was I had a gay family in Memphis. So like I was really either at their house or at my friend's house and stuff like that. You feel me? We it was seven punks in one house. Okay. Seven punks in one house. And yeah, that's the dynamic I, grew up around and I was involved with and things of that nature. So like when I had joined the gang, I joined the gang like later on, like in my stay of Memphis, like because it was like I joined the gang and then soon after that I left. But when I joined the gang, it was like my family wasn't really involved at no point
Okay.
in that. But how I maneuvered that was I so I had joined the gang in one part of Memphis. I had joined the gang in South Memphis. Then I went back to East Memphis with my best friend, and she was already in the gang that I had joined. So it was nothing just to get put under her, and that was like my protection.
Okay. I listen, I get it. I definitely get it. The other thing, and I see Markel Logan is in the chat. Hey Markel.
Hey
So I'm not
Markel,
gonna so
I
this
want to see
this
you.
actually came up at the reunion. So I don't wanna because we'll see it in the reunion, but the other thing that came up was your relationship with your mom. And I don't want you to because I want to wait for them to see your whole answer on the reunion. But the one thing you did speak to was basically your mom was young when she had you. So there was sort of y'all's relationship is a little different because I'm gonna say maybe because some of the experiences that you guys have gone through and the fact that she was young when she had you and you guys kind of maybe grew together in some instances. I mean, is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's a fair answer. We definitely grew
Okay, so
together.
I don't want to,
You
like I
feel
said, I
me?
know you talk about that more on the reunion, so I don't want to overstep that.
Yeah, that's
So let's
fine.
get back to this season. So let's get back to this season of chasing Dallas. You came on the scene, honey, and I think you became a fan favorite from the beginning. I know I loved you from the beginning. I definitely loved your personality. We will never forget the fact that you said you was gonna bring a butt plug as your gift to the party.
And I did. And I did.
And I did. And I think that was everybody's first like introduction, like, oh, okay then. The butt plug. All right. So in those first couple of episodes, we know that there was an altercation. And I think another reason why a lot of people fell in love with you is your reasoning for getting involved in the altercation was basically you were protecting Kesey, who you had said, listen, I met Kesey, I fucked with Kesey, and I felt like they were jumping them, so I was gonna jump in. That's just who you are.
Yeah, that's literally just who I am. Like anybody, like you feel me? Like don't. Like, I just don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. And I'm very protective of my
Mhm.
friends because I'm very loyal. I'm very loyal to my peoples. And growing up in the culture of Memphis, it's like, baby, you see somebody swing and they getting jumped. Baby, you outside. What you talking about? You feel me? So like that's just in me.
I feel you because, like I said, I saw it, and I said, where did the Astro even come from? You like you flew across the daggone room.
I flew across the room,
Um,
baby. I flew. I flew across the room. I was just watching,
with your
casually
little
watching,
self,
minding my
child.
business. I was casually watching,
Listen,
minding my business, and then I saw somebody else jump in. I said, "Oh, not Queasy," and then I ran over there.
you did. We saw it. I rewound it about 10 times. I had to make sure I saw what I saw, that I knew that I saw. Okay.
Okay.
So overall, what? So you manifested being on the show. Is it what you thought it was gonna be? Like, did you enjoy filming? Did you enjoy doing the show, or was it like, I wasn't sure that's what I it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, or it was different than what I thought it was gonna be?
So it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be in a good way, like in a good way, because I'm so eccentric and I'm so like I'm alternative black boy, vibe. And I saw like how like the show was and like, some people can also get in your ear, especially here in Dallas and things of that nature. I thought like the cast was gonna be a little bit more like, like he don't give, like look at what he's wearing, like kind of like superficial. And none of that was the case. None of that was the case. They are all like very lovable people, and they all like love me for who I am, and are inspired by me for who I am, and that gave me so much confidence because I know where I come from and I know like, my image and things of that nature. I also do play into my image heavily, but I do want to become a um more put together brand, still in the realm of Astro, but a little bit more put together and more polished. And that encourages me to go out there and do it more, and things of that nature. So the dynamic of the show was totally different. I also thought that like they were going to like paint this image of me like being like the young kid and not give me reign to do the things that I wanted to do, like the Dallas takeover and stuff like that, because it's just like, oh, you're not that girl of the girl, like you feel me, like you're there for like little scenes and stuff like that. But no, it was free reign to do what I wanted. People supported me. So like with that type of environment, that's the environment that I needed to flourish.
Mm.
And flourish I did.
So I know, watching the show, and I said this in my review after the episode. I came into your live after that episode, and I told you how proud I was of you, because you reminded me, not to compare, but you reminded me of Trey Howard's first season. And I say that for a
Mhm.
couple of reasons. Number one, Trey was the baby. He was the youngest one on his when he started. He was the new kid, young. He was the young one. But Trey put on this event his first season. He did like it was like a networking meet and greet.
Yes,
I think he had a fashion show, and he
he
really,
did.
I mean, the room was full, and there were people there, and it was like a full on, like, you watch enough reality TV, when the cameras are playing tricks to not make it look like the room is empty, and
Right.
when they doing these kinds of things. And it was a full on event. And from that point forward, even when Trey would do stuff that I didn't particularly like or whatever, I was so impressed and proud of Trey, because he really did say, listen, I want to be a stylist and I know fashion, and this is how I'm going to make it happen. And I feel the same way about you. When we first saw you meet with your cousin and say, hey, I want to do this Dallas takeover, and you had your vision, I was like, okay, we're gonna see how this works out. But it was a really, from what I could see, it was a really nice event. You had
It really
performances,
was.
and they said they were there until 11, 12 o'clock that night. So there clearly was a lot going on that they were doing. there that late. And so it was definitely, I was very, I say I'm proud of you. Like, I mean, like, like I know you, but I was proud to see that you were able to put that sort of a event on, and that your friends, I think it said a lot of your friends that they got in a car and they drove all night, to be there to
Okay.
support you. And that says a lot. That says a lot about who you are as a friend. Because when people do that for you, that lets you know, like, wow, they really fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. So
is that something you wanted to become like? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, so it was a very successful, it was a very successful event. Now I'm gonna sit on your live and I'm gonna talk to the haters, okay? I'm gonna talk to the haters real quick, okay? When I
Uh-oh.
said
Okay.
this,
Go
when
ahead.
I
You
said
got
the
it.
event was sold out, the event was actually sold out. I wish I could pull up the screenshot. I wish I could pull up the screenshot, or I could, there's a way I could screen share my Eventbrite. But let me explain. So, the building could only hold 50 people, right? So I sold 50 tickets. 50 tickets were sold. The event was sold out. So I filled up the venue space. So that means the event was sold out. There's 50 tickets, people bought the tickets, the events are sold out. So yeah, so it was a really lovely event. I wish they showed more of the vendors that we had there, because Puff and Pretty had a table, and we had we had an infused lemonade table with THC. It was a Houston based infused lemonade based stand. I wish I remembered their name. Lifted Lemonade was there. Y'all tap in with Lifted Lemonade.
Okay.
Um and it was a great event. Like Jet Jeff brought a lot of people out. Queasy brought a lot of people out. Dior brought a lot of people out, and we also marketed the event prior to the event happening and things of that nature. So a lot of people in the community who knew me from rapping and stuff came out as well. So we had a good crowd, we had a good time. These are the events, like these are the type of events that I threw and put together back in Greensboro, North Carolina, with the collective GSO, because we work together with local businesses, small businesses, to hold tables at these events, because we know the artist is basically like the marketing, the promo. The artist is the promo. They bring the people out, you bring the people to your table. So that's the type of events that we, like, always put together back at home. So it was nothing to bring it here to Dallas, and with a bigger market, a bigger market, bigger audience.
Okay. So is that something you would want to do like on an annual basis and continue to build that event?
Yeah, so we have a Dallas takeover. We're planning Dallas Takeover 2, part 2, for this
Okay.
year around the same time. And yeah, it's going to be an annual thing, cuz what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a DFW collective going, because we have a GSO
Okay.
collective, which is a Greensboro collective, which is Artists for the Free Spirit, and then we're trying to move that over here to Dallas. That way we can start tapping in with that market, because what we're doing is we're trying to interrupt the pay to perform industry, or the pay to play industry, where where you pay somebody to perform, when you can be the artist and be your own stage, and you get paid to perform by as many people as you bring in, like as many, like you bring in your fans, you have a link, they click the link, you get paid from that link.
Wow. Okay. So there's definitely a vision there. There is
Yeah.
definitely a vision there. Um, something. So let's stay with chasing Dallas for a minute, and then we're gonna get to something you said earlier, and then what you have coming up in the future. But so, what was your favorite outside of your event? What was your favorite scene to shoot this season? What was your favorite event or favorite scene outside of your takeover?
My favorite scene to film outside of the takeover was the Kiki Ball. It was so fun. We all came
Everybody
together.
says the Kiki Ball.
It was
Everybody.
so fun. I felt like I was on Drag Race. It was so fun. I felt like I was on Drag Race. They gave us only like 10 to 5 minutes to get dressed and shit. And we was backstage and it was so fun. It was so fun.
It was fun. And I know for me as a viewer, that was my favorite scene of the season because everybody looked like they were having fun. There was no, I mean, even at the end when Trey sort of got mad about who won or whatever, but that's gonna happen. That happens at the real balls. Nobody's ever won, nobody's ever happy to lose. So that's not a big deal. But it looked fun. It looked like even DeAndre was having fun. It just looked like a fun time.
He was, and
And
he came and did his little takeaway. Like he really had fun, and that's what I was like. I was really happy. I was really happy. Now he took me out when he did that little takeaway shit. I could not. I could not. It was so long. I was like, please get this outfit off this man.
they tried, honey. They tried. But it definitely was that was my favorite scene as well. What was your least favorite? I mean, let me say outside of the fight. Outside of the fight, because I don't think that you. But what was your
Oh, that
least
was my
favorite?
least favorite. The fight was not the least
Oh,
favorite. That
was
was fun.
okay. What was your least favorite part of the season then?
My least favorite part of the season was when they tried to have us do this little kumbaya, Kiki and Kadaddle, love Oliver Twixt boots. It's I just they the way the whole ordeal went, it was just not it. It was not it. But that was my least favorite. I lie. My least favorite was the colors party only because I spent bread on that basket and and I still have the basket to this day. I wanted to leave that basket at that colors party and I had to drink that wine by myself. Well, actually I drank it at my birthday. But anyway, that was my least favorite because I was mad because I spent bread, like you bread. I went and bought a mask. I went and bought a basket. I bought a wine. I bought candy and things. I was stressing. Like this whole season
And don't
was
forget the butt
stressful.
plug. Don't forget the
Oh,
butt
and
plug.
the butt plug was like $26. It was like
So
$26.
yeah, because I think everybody felt that way because nobody got a chance to. Because did you see Dior's basket? Dior had a big ass picnic
Yes.
basket full of.
Yes. And he did not get to use. I was mad. I was mad. I was genuinely upset. But that was the only reason why I was upset. Because after the fight, I was like, well, if y'all kick somebody out, we really can continue this. And they was like, no, scene is canceled. I was like,
Yeah, the scene was canceled, honey. We had to regroup on that thing. You had to go home and regroup. So, based on first impressions, like based on your first impressions, who did you think you were going to get along with the most, just based on first impressions?
Queasy.
Queasy. Who did you think you were going to, based on first impressions, who did you think you were going to get along with the least?
I actually thought I was not gonna get along with Sean. Like I really thought me and Sean was gonna get into like a scuffle. But when I met Sean, Sean was so humble. And the reason why is because Sean, and this is very problematic of me. But when he said he was from Atlanta, I was like, okay. Then I saw him and he had those nice green Bottega boots on, and I was like, ooh, one of those fashion girlies. So I thought we was gonna click because I don't like, other than like Trey, a superficial girlies I don't click with because I'm very alternative. You feel me? But I'm very alternative pop at the same time. So I just thought me and Sean just wasn't going to see eye to eye on that stuff because I thought he was one of the superficial Atlanta girlies. But no, Sean is very humble, very loving, and like he came up to me that first night and he was just like, "I love you." Him and Ted Lee, Ted Lee and Jet Jeff, like they all came up to me individually, and Ted Lee and Sean came up to me. Jet came up to me by herself, and they all was just like, "I love your energy. Like you are so fun. Like you're so like real and authentically yourself." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." I thought y'all was not gonna like me, like, because when you have such a bold, loud personality, people get jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I
people feel some kind of way, and it's easy to get caught up in that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I'm
Okay,
just glad that
so
nobody was
go ahead. I'm sorry. I have a little bit of a delay, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
yeah,
you off.
no, it's okay, me too. But yeah, I'm just glad that nobody was jealous. Even Dre. Dre was not jealous. Like when Dre first met me, Dre was just like, "Oh, Astro, you're nice. Like, you are full of energy and things of that nature." I was like, "Thank you."
Well, that's cool. So again, we can't talk too much about the reunion. However, we did see the teaser, and you probably have the best one liner from the teaser with your, I am chasing. What do you say? Welcome to chasing Astro or whatever. Where did the energy come? Again, we can't talk about why it happened, but where did that energy come from? Like, where did that, you know, that energy come from at the
So
reunion?
that energy came from because Dre likes to belittle people because he feels little on the inside, you know? So he
Oh,
likes to
okay.
belittle people. And he he likes to belittle people. So I'm that person. Like, I'm very humble, don't get me wrong. I'm very humble, and I know that, like, I'm not the best at everything, you feel me? But I'm not the bitch to belittle because I know what I give. You feel me? And watching the show and watching the season, you feel me? Everybody ate, but every time Astro touched that TV screen, every time I ran across somebody's TV screen, I was in somebody's comments. Every time I ran across that TV screen, I ate. To the point I had my friends from Greensboro, North Carolina, drive 16 hours to Dallas, Texas, put together a whole show while working as an educator at 22, only making baby barely, I'm making barely nothing, funding my own event, finding a DJ, finding vendors, get collaborating, putting together this big show to have a show that lasted half of an episode, and then to continue on from that. And every time I'm touching screen, I'm giving it to the camera and things of that nature. And me seeing that, like, I am becoming the fan favorite, you're not going to belittle me. So when he was, so him being a person who belittles people and like that energy is turned towards me. Oh no, sweetie, I'm the show. You decided you wasn't going to do the show half of the season, and you didn't have no more confessionals for half the season, and the only thing that you ever gave to us was an empty apartment building and a lounge that never opened and still has not opened to this day. In the comparison of us two, I'm the show. In the comparison of us two, it's chasing Astro. And then now everybody is saying chasing Astro. So I mean, I guess I was proven right.
Hey, Sean. Sean that dropped in the chat. Hey, Sean.
Hey,
Sean, I don't know
Sean.
if you were here. I don't know if you were here when Astro said that you were the person that he thought that he wasn't going to get along with, but that y'all
Yes.
clicked and
And I
y'all
told
ended up
Sean that
being
I
real
was like,
cool.
Sean, I thought we wasn't gonna be it, but we was it. That's my good sis.
Listen, I love Sean. Let me tell you something. I love Sean. After I interviewed Sean, I definitely got a better appreciation because I was one of them people at the beginning of the season. I was like, fashion blog, what we doing? But talking to Sean and understanding his point of view and what he sees, and we had a good conversation this weekend. Sean actually gave Abby and I a ride back to our hotel. He
Oh
was like, where y'all
wow.
staying? Oh, that's on my way home. I got y'all. And so we actually had a really good conversation. And so yeah, I love Sean too. So I'm
Sean
glad
is
that y'all
so
did.
sweet. My car
He
had broke my car had broke down on the side of the road. And the person who came and got me was Sean.
wow.
And this was like still like in the beginning stages and stuff like that. And like that just that really filled my heart. I ain't gonna cap out of no, I'm not gonna say out of everybody, but Sean is really up there with the people who I feel like really boosts me on the show, like who really makes me feel like I earned and I deserve this seat at the Chasing Reality family table.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I ain't gonna cap, at first I did not feel that way. Like, not like this was prior to the show. Like, when I had gotten casted, it was like, am I going to be able to give?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be able to give what I need to give? And because of Sean, because of Dior, because of Robert, because of Kiki, and also in there are sprinkles of Trey. Because of those people, they helped me feel, uplifted.
Yeah, I heard today Robert was calling you little brother. He was calling you little brother. And so
Yeah,
I know enough about Robert to know that he doesn't use those types of terms lightly. So if he's calling you his little brother, that's how he feels. So
yeah,
I know
cause
that that's not something he just throws around.
yeah, cause Dior and Robert are the two people I knew outside of the show. And
Okay.
Kiki, Dior, and Robert are the three people that I knew outside of the show. Kiki's my gay grandma. My gay father is her
Okay.
gay son. Yes. Dior I met when I had first moved to Dallas. I first moved to Dallas, and I met Dior at Marty's because he had judged me and things of that nature. And I just walked up to him and I was like, I seen you on the show. I love you. And then after that, we just became really, really close because he fucked with my talent. And Robert, I had met just a few little while right before the show because he started coming to Marty's and things. And then, like, I introduced myself. I was like, hey, I'm Astro. I'm performing, blase, blase. And then he saw me performing. He was like, oh shit, that shit's good. So those are the like three people I knew outside of the show before we started filming.
So you said you were performing, you mean rapping, or are you doing other stuff?
No, I was rapping.
Okay. I didn't know maybe you would get into other things. So would you do another season of Chasing Dallas? Would you do another season?
Hell yes, I'm planning season 5 in my mind right now.
I
Hell
know that's so
yes.
you better manifest it. You better manifest it.
I have so much in store to show. I have more to offer. Like, I didn't show everything. Like, my artistry runs deep. Okay. I do a lot. I've been through a lot in the industry. I have such a great storyline. And then I'm building more of a storyline as I go in life and stuff like that. My life is far from boring. Very interesting. I live a life like a movie. It's just it's made and built for reality TV. So there's just so much I have to offer, so much more I have in store. And also, like, I feel like the fans would really like be really mad at me if I did not come back for another season.
Okay, that's good. I definitely look forward to that. If you have more to show us, I definitely look forward to seeing what you bring in, what more you bring into the table to us. Now, I noticed on your Instagram that and you if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. You and your boyfriend have started y'all's own YouTube channel, I think.
We just started doing YouTubes.
Or
We just started doing videos on my channel.
oh, on your channel, okay. But you want what's the channel? We can put it in the chat so people can come over and see what y'all doing over there. If you want to, what's the name of your channel?
It's Astro underscore Jaja. So just type in Astro underscore J. Well, it's Astro Jaja, no underscore. Just Astro Jaja, and you will see me. Yeah, I've just never been in love like this, low key, like no cap. Like, I just never been in a love like this.
Oh,
And it's such a beautiful thing to have somebody who like actually like works with you. Like, we're in therapy. You feel me? So like we go to therapy. Like, I have a therapy appointment tonight. But we go to therapy and like we really like work and things of that nature for each other. And it's just I wanted to showcase that. Like, I really, really did. Like, I really wanted to showcase that to the world because I've never really had that. And I ain't gonna cap to y'all. It's a little money ploy because baby, we need money, we need coins, and we're interesting people. Watch us.
Yes. So we're gonna go over there because I did go over there to watch. It was some video you were posting. Y'all were cooking or something. And I
Yeah,
went
we
over
was
there to
making
watch
pizza.
it.
He's a cook.
Yeah,
He's
that's
an
what. Yeah.
aspiring chef.
Hey Whitney, how you doing? It was so funny to meet Whitney this weekend as well. Oh gosh, I didn't recognize him at first. You know, you see somebody on screen and then you see him in person, and you like, oh yeah.
Yep.
Hey, how
I'm
you
like, oh
doing?
shit. I get that a lot
Right.
outside. I get that a lot outside. People be like, "Aren't you Astro?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm chasing Dallas. Yes, that's me.
So the one thing you said when Markel was asking everybody what you guys had coming up, you said that you have a tour this summer. So you want to tell the people what you got going on this summer?
Yes, so this summer in July, I have a tour. I will be in North Carolina, hopefully doing some shows in Charlotte and doing some shows in Raleigh. I have a show in Greensboro on the 5th, which is going to be paired with my meet and greet. Details are coming soon. This is all being promoted and planned by the GSO Collective, which y'all seen her on the show, Virginia. Shout out to Virginia, my artist liaison and my event coordinator.
Okay, so July the 5th is set. That's your meet and greet slash
Yes,
performance.
that's
But then you're
set. There's
also
gonna be
trying to
some
set
more
up.
details.
Okay. So people make sure his Instagram is up there. Y'all make sure that y'all are following him on Instagram. So that when the information comes out, you'll get it. If you're in the North Carolina area, y'all go and y'all support what Astro has coming up. Um so I told Astro I wouldn't hold him long. I said 45 minutes to an hour. But I appreciate it. We've been trying to schedule this all season. My schedule and your schedule just hasn't
Okay.
been meshing. Uh, but you actually came up to me at the reunion and was like, "We need to do this interview," and I was like, "You right." And we said it right there. I said, "You tell me when next week," and we set it up. So I was excited because I've definitely been wanting to get to you and just get a little deeper into your story because I think you have a lot, and I've learned so much more. I know that you earlier today, and I'm gonna leave it here because I know you're gonna go to Robert's podcast and talk more about it. But even this earlier today, when you were talking on spirituality and you were getting into African spirituality and you were really breaking all of that down, and I was just sitting here, I was in awe. I was definitely in awe of it. Because I mean, of course, some of it I'd heard of before. But the way you were able to explain it and break it down, a lot of people they know what they do, but they can't always explain what it is to other people. And so I definitely look forward to you having that conversation with Robert when you really, really, break down your beliefs and your spirituality and the African spirituality. And I heard you earlier today talking about manifesting things. You were like you write stuff down on paper to manifest it. I think you even was specific and said parchment paper, and to manifest, and you journal,
Papyrus.
and
Papyrus
things.
is actually the paper.
Okay,
Papyrus
you
is
said a
actually.
papyrus.
I said no. I said parchment, but
Paper.
papyrus is actually the paper.
Oh, okay, okay. And so I definitely, it's definitely like you said, there are a lot of layers to you, Astro, very much so. There are a lot of layers to you. So Just Patches says that Astro is so far ahead of his time. I think you are. You're like an old man.
I
You have
really
a, you
am.
know what I'm saying? You're like an old man. Yeah,
Yeah, I really am.
definitely, definitely.
I'm such a multi-dimensional being. Like I'm such a multi-dimensional creature. Like I can fit in and disguise myself as like a person who's like, new age or like pop culture and things of that nature. But I really am like a old head, old school, old-minded person who values work ethic and things of that nature and values my inside time and stuff. And yeah, like, I'm just this person who's like an onion that has all these different layers that once you keep peeling back and peeling back, you're like, oh wow, this person, the more you get to learn about me, the more you're just like, whoa, this is a amazing human being right here.
Okay, I love it. I love it. But thank you for coming through. We're gonna go ahead. Are there any final words that you want to leave with the people? We have his Instagram is up there. His YouTube channel is in the chat. He's going to be out in the streets this summer performing on the East Coast. So if you are in the North Carolina area, please make sure y'all are keeping an eye out and for what is going on. And if I can make it to Greensboro, I may come down that weekend. That's
Yes,
around my birthday, so I'm not
please.
sure what's going to be going on. But if I can make it
Please
down, I definitely
come.
will. And I know Abby lives in Charlotte, so I'm a, definitely if she is available, I'm sure she would try to support as well. But is there any other information you want to share with the people? Anything you have coming up? Anything you want the people to do?
Just, keep tuning in every Thursday, and oh well, not now, but tune in every Thursday and go back and watch the episodes of Chasing Astro. It's a wonderful show on the Chasing Reality Network. It's very good. It's starring Astro and featuring others. And it's a really great show.
I listen. I'm gonna let Markel know that it is starring Astro and featuring others. That is
And
hilarious.
featuring
Starring
others.
Astro and featuring others.
No, I love everybody, but yeah,
Tracy
y'all got
said
them.
Tracy just added Markel and said, make sure you bring Astro back. I definitely think that that is definitely the sentiment. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the people in the chat. Anybody catching us on the replay, thank you so much. And I will catch you guys later. I'm gonna go ahead and
Catch
end
you
it here.
later.